All right. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good time of day. Hello. How are you all? Hi, Sarah over in YouTube. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see YouTube's working. Look at me getting better at streaming stuff. Hi, Cassie. Over in there. The multi-chat says you're here. I'm assuming you're on Twitch. You are. Hi. How are you? Your build that you submitted. Oh, I opened your submission and I laughed. I laughed and then I went, that's amazing. It's so good. I am so excited for it. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone else, but you have to come to val-con just to see Cassie's build. It's so good, honestly. Oh, right. I've got a bit of a different setup this time. I'm kind of a little more to the left, so let me scoot over to you. There we go. We got the big comfy armchair going on. It's nice. It's nice. All right. So where we left off last time was building this big I'm gonna call it the welcome area. It's kind of a glorified portal hub. And I've not done any work on it since you last saw me. So if you're worried you may have missed out, you haven't. Um, but the zone builders who are building the other areas on the map have done some work. So some of them have started to create their own portals that will go to their areas. So for the building areas on val-con, we've got 7 different areas of various themes, including things like horror and haunting, and there's going to be a fairground, which will be a games area, all of that kind of stuff. So there'll be 7 portals in here going to each of those areas. And what I want to do is try and really carefully pickaxe my way inside this cave so we can put those portals down. And the couple of portals that have been done so far, in fact, I think we've got 4 out of the 7, are just so good and so well done and well themed for their areas. I'm really excited to put them in. So hopefully we can carefully mine out some of this rock, not make a huge mess because it's always a bit of a risk, and get them in there. Cassie says there's a few details that did pick up on the blueprint thing too. Aha. Astrid was amazing and came and helped you with that. Oh, Astrid is amazing. Is Astrid in chat? Astrid should be in chat. Can tell her how amazing she is. Didn't. Yeah. Yeah, I find with depends which one you're using, but plan build particularly seems to be a bit difficult about what it's picking up. A lot of people are finding it easier on Infinity Hammer and stuff like that, but you had Astrid's help, and that's all that matters. What's going on in chat? Everyone's doing good. People have arrived. Isn't that nice? All right. I seem to have acquired a random block. I'm assuming that someone was playing around with things here. I will remove it. I do not. You know how, like, I don't know if you've ever built on a like collaborative server or anything before, but there's a lot going on the val-con server because while it is vanilla compatible, it's not strictly vanilla, which means we have some scripts and some other fun things kind of around being worked on and that kind of thing. And it's one of those like, if I remove this block, is it gonna cause a problem? It doesn't look like a special block, but maybe it was a special block. But because no one has told me that it's supposed to be a special block, I'm gonna assume that I was messing around with something and just left this here. And as it says entity black marble floor removed, so I'm gonna feel like that might be okay. We will see. I also have this little dude who's just chilling around down here. He's been here for a while. Let's get rid of him. He's a little lost. And he definitely shouldn't be here. Speaking of scripts, we have a script running on the server that removes mob spawns, so monsters and things. just to kind of free up some instances because it's a showcase and we want people to come on and have a look around the builds and get inspired and play games and puzzles and that and kind of thing. Deletes entire world, Cassie. Yes. Yes, that's it. It's just like you press it and the whole thing goes dark and you're just like, oh, that was the no button. Luckily, with Infinity Hammer, there is an undo. So as long as I'm in the area, if anything crazy had happened, there's an undo button. There's a rubber. I can just erase it. It'll be fine. Um, but yes, so the little grayling wouldn't be there normally because we don't have mobs spawning. We do have some placed mobs for people's builds and stuff. We're still working on that, but yeah, I'm rabbiting. Let's get building. All right. When I say building, I mean destroying all my hard work. All right. So, I really like making caves, and anyone who has been on my channel before will know this. I love a good cave. Like, really love a good cave. And any excuse to build a cave, I will take it. And when I say build, I mean destroy, because it's mostly, let's face it, hammering in under some rocks and trying to make a build out of it. I haven't really done this kind of thing before where I've placed these rocks to make a nice big cave. Normally I just hollow out the walls. Now anyone that's ever tried to build under a rock will know that like it's a bit of a shit show when it comes to destroying random bits of rock, and sometimes it's actually like the bit that's right at the back connected to the, and you end up with holes in your build basically. I kind of like the challenge of one, not making holes in my builds, and then two, when I inevitably do make holes in my builds, finding some way of making that look nice, like using it as a window or a door or something like that. So, Cassie, you're really bad at it. I know. I've built quite a lot of them, and even I still like go one stone removal too far and obliterate all of my work on occasion. But yeah, what's a cave without a little risk? Hi, Bree. You've come to lurk. You'll be back in an hour. Okay, I'll see you there. So I'll show you how with dev commands you can kind of make that a little bit easier just for anyone that's interested, since we're doing a little like show and tell. There is a couple of tricks to making this easier with like copper veins and stone veins and stuff if you're building under them. I'll have to do a video about it sometimes, and that works in vanilla. But for this, you'll need the server dev commands mod, ideally, because you want to have no clip, which means you can clip through the map like this. And then what you can do is you can kind of come into the stone. If you go zoom in, you can kind of see really badly here these overlapping nodes. So each of these kind of blocks, you can see the line sort of here, goes down there, comes up here. Each one of these blocks is what we are going to be removing when we pickaxe stuff. So you can kind of come in and have a little look and go, maybe I don't want to remove like this piece here because that's like the piece that goes outside. It's not on this case. If I go all the way through, there's quite a few rocks here, so blind, I'm blind. There we go. So I wouldn't want to remove like that one, for example, because that would make a hole. We would just come straight outside. So it's going to be a little bit of guesswork and a little bit of like, oh look, we made a new window. What a happy little accident. But hopefully we can clear a space under where the sign is and do it each way round for these portals that the lovely builders have made. So it starts with a bit of a shot in the dark because it kind of doesn't really matter what this is connected to. It has to go in order for people to be able to walk through there. So let's make that happen. just watch everything collapse. There we go. So that collapsed a little to the right of where I was, but that's fine. So now we want to remove this bit so we can get a floor in there. Nice. And now we can see we are on the floor, which is a big stone, but a big plains rock. So that's nice and easy to see what we're stood on instead of all this black. And this is land, I think. Yeah. So when you place rocks, or when rocks are kind of in the area, they're often filled with dirt on the inside. So sometimes you'll come across bits which are nice and easy to remove because it's just dirt, which is nice. All right. So that looks good. I do need to remove a bit more above because the portals are quite tall. May have been good if I'd, brought one of the portals with me. Let's go over to the builder's test area and grab one. Hippity fall from the sky as I load in because there's so many things over here. So these are some of the amazing portals that people have built for their areas. We have Myth and Magic. I believe this is Iron and Industry. Right, wait. Yes. Iron and Industry, Myth and Magic, Snowdrifts and Frost, which is looking fabulous. Very nice. And we also have one over here, which is the one for Beyond the Realms, which is our kind of sci-fi hoodly one. I think it's this one. Yeah, I don't know where it goes. I believe that one might still be being worked on, but these ones are ready. So let me see how high they are. Let me just take one with me. It really doesn't want to grab everything. We grabbed. It's good. All right. Let us go back to the right place. All right. If I maybe put this down there so that if I have to drop it for whatever reason, I have a copy nearby. Let's see. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. Let's call it 5 meters wide. And just underneath that overhang, tall. It's very precise, I know. So, gonna need to go higher. Probably chip away some of this overhang that's above as well. If I can reach it, thank you. A problem with depth perception when you're in the air. Cool. Just checking no one's trying to talk to me because I'm not paying attention. Let's neaten this up a bit, I think. I am Patat. Your level of Valtech makes me feel like a builder with no thumbs. Hey, if it makes you feel better, I'm not the most techie builder on the server. There's some people doing some stuff on the server that make me go exactly that, where I'm like, I I learn. I do a big learn. They do things that make me go, I didn't even know that could happen. Wow. So, it is possible to learn. I learned a lot of this actually from val-con last time, from coming and helping build on the server. So, you know, I'm just saying, I'm just saying. It's possible to learn. It's just been a year since the last val-con and I'm here now. So, hi Gwen over on YouTube. Hello, hello. I'm making holes in things and calling it building. And chat is waiting for me to make a mistake whereby I make a hole in stuff. That's why chat's here. I know. I know. We're all waiting for me to go, ah, crap. I'm waiting for me to do that. You're batch cooking to save your life so that you'll actually eat something. You failed at your Ashlands idea epically? Oh no, what happened? As in, you tried it and just face planted immediately. So what you're saying is you've created a devilishly difficult challenge, and we're probably going to spend most of that stream swearing and crying. Ashland's naked is frickin' dumb hard. Did you give yourself Ashland's weapons at least? Do I want to remove that tiny piece of stone? Yeah, it kind of glitters from below. No, you didn't even get to swing them. I mean, I'm still up for it. Still sounds mental. Twitchers one-shot you. Even with a magic shield. Did you try using the mage staff? Gwen's cooking for 4 people, even though you live alone, and then you're eating the same thing for 3 days straight. Gwen, are you me? I mean, the shared brain cell thing is getting scary. I mean, I'm lucky I live with someone that likes to cook. Because I'd survive on noodles. No, I think that would save you once. Yeah, well, once is like long enough for, everything else to happen, right? I mean, we can make it messlands instead. I don't think it's gonna make it much better, but No, God, no. Cassie survives on noodles. Yes, yes. Hey, single syllable named builder extraordinaire. I am. Single syllable rolls off the tongue. Okay, it doesn't roll off the tongue. It's more like it's a hard consonant, so it's like something you'd used to swear with. Yeah. Ooh, that destroyed quite a lot of stuff. Good, excellent. We're at the fuck around and find out stage. Good. And there we go. Destroying stuff. Watch up to. I'm putting the portals into the welcome area at val-con, which means I am trying to make space for them inside this cave. Without destroying the cave to the extent that it's no longer a cave. So, yeah, that fun thing of mining through rocks and hoping and praying that it works. Alright, how close to the outside are we? Oh, we got plenty. Plenty of depth. Oh god. Good. Alright. See what this one is like now. That looks good. We're gonna want to keep it about there, I reckon. Don't want to cover up the sides too much. So maybe we have a narrow gap at the front and then it opens up on the sides a little bit. So you kind of come through here and then see it. I think that'll work. I missed your question system. Did terrain markers made on plan build carry over to placing with Infinity Hammer? I think so. Because I think you can place terrain markers with Infinity Hammer too. Can't you just use the picker and grab that one rock and remove it, then fill the gaps with the shrunken down black rock? I mean, I could, but the rock is huge. So the rock is, oh, if I can just go back here. The rock is this big. So if I remove that, I'd remove the entire wall. And the little shrunken down black rock is only this big. So you'd need quite a few of them to fill the gaps. I'm trying to keep the instance count low, which, yes, cutting into rock does increase instances and things like that. But I'm hoping, yeah, we're still at 2,000, so that's fine. But it's easier than lots of little rocks. What I will do is when this is done is I will fill in the gaps. So it's not too obvious that I've just hammered away and broken the inside of my build. Yeah. Yes, rocks are very instance heavy, sadly. Yeah, so I realized, I promised you building an epic cove, and really what you're getting is probably 2 hours of me carefully mining and chatting shit, but you're here now, so it's too late. Anyway, you're gonna try and find a black forest on your latest horror run. Ooh, nice. Have fun. Alright, that's a bit of a better area. Yeah. That feels more like a little kind of opening in a cave. I like that. Hi, MHLFR? MHL for real? For real, for real? Hi. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to YouTube. It's like a stonemason sculpture. You picture the statue inside the rock and merely take away what's not needed. I wish it was like that. I wish I could chip away little bits of it, but it's not so much that. It's more like, oh, well, I guess there's a hole there now. And that's fine. We can deal with that. All right, let's go back and grab this portal. And measure it up. I make sure I got it the right way around too. Yeah, that's better. I've lost my hoe. There it is. Right. So that's about right on that side. I think we need to move a little more on the other side for it to fit. Yes. You learned about Valheim and val-con through Gwen, and you liked your building board, so I came to a stream. Yay! Awesome! It's lovely to have you here. You have been converted. Good. Good. I am glad. Welcome to the cult. I mean clan. Just lovely to have you. I'm just, as you can see, I would call this building in a very loose terms. Destroying things in an artistic manner. Which is, you know, one of my favourite things to do. Good, good. Okay, that was more Skeksis than Palpatine, to be fair. I tried. Yes, yes, the clan. Yes, exactly. See, there's this annoying little kind of bit here. Yeah, that's one bit. Okay, nice. Hopefully. Ah, I made a hole. I made a hole. All right. Well, looks like we'll be patching that. Or I could remove it entirely and just have the portal a bit more out. No, I do like it in its little cave. Oh well, we found out. We do share a brain cell, it is true, and you clearly have it right now because I can't even say the word share. Goal-oriented destruction, yes, system. Exactly, exactly. It is goal-oriented. To see. No, words are hard. Words are not happening today. I've clearly used all of my words up. There are no more words. Gonna need to lower the ground a wee bit. But that looks about right. Maybe push it a wee bit further back. Mining this game is not a precision game, it is true. Words are optional. Yeah, especially when you have destruction. You know, you don't really need words, not all that much. You've never played Valheim, but Gwen has convinced me to buy it? Nice! Probably on Xbox, but if the Switch release happens soon, don't know when it's happening. I would prefer to buy it on Switch. Don't know when it's happening either. Hopefully sometime this year. That would be nice. Thoroughly recommend it on any platform really, but it runs quite well on like potato PCs. And anything that's not like a gaming PC can run it because it's quite a light game. So yeah, I've heard it's been optimized quite well for Xbox. Just a reminder to everyone, hydrate before you dihydrate. Alright, let's level this floor. And zoom out a little bit so I can see what the hell I'm doing. I'm gonna raise the floor a touch as well because I'd kind of like it to be about the same level as the stone. Floor nearby. Maybe too high. Is that about right? I think that might be it. Let me get the original tool out. And yeah. Yeah, that looks about right. I think it's still on a touch of a slope, but you know. You've gotten really invested into val-con now? You made a bunch of mini scenery bits for Blueberry already? Oh, nice. Yeah, it's addictive. Like, I think it's because there's so many miles of like roads and bridges and stuff needed. It's like it's perfect to go, "Oh, that's a nice spot," and then just make something. MHL FR, you never remember to hydrate? No, me neither. Which is why I'm like, I took a drink. I should remind the others. OIDA. Oida? I'm missing something there. What does oida mean? Am I just not privy to the joke? Yes. Yes. Okay. Oh, thank you. I don't know what I was pronouncing. But I'm glad I did it correctly. Now comes the eternal struggle. How much pasta is the right amount? Oh, Gwen, are you making spaghetti? Because I have a tool that measures spaghetti, and I bought it for exactly that reason. Um, for pasta, I fill up a bowl, and then I look at the pasta in the bowl, and I go, this pasta is going to expand twice its size. I should probably add some more, and then I have too much. Which, as has been stated, you can't have too much pasta, so it's fine. Twitch chat's run away. Come back, Twitch chat. No. We have an ad coming soon. It's a way of saying hi to people you know in a less formal way in German. Oh. It's a Viennese word for dude, I guess. Means old guy, though, literally. Oh, our descriptions are a bit different. So, okay. So it's a word in Viennese, which means dude, and it's a word in German and Austrian that means like hi, but like ciao. Okay, cool. Ah, yes, you're doing spaghetti. Remind me to send you a link after the stream. You can get spaghetti measurers. And I have to say, it's kind of useful. It's also kind of not useful because I like slightly more pasta than the spaghetti measurer has, like per person. But it's a good ballpark. Oh, it was System saying it. System and Norsen, so close enough. Yeah. They're not German. Not exclusively Viennese, general Eastern Austria. Cool. A Germanic word of some description. Well, if I ever visit Austria, which may be a thing, could be. I want to go and see the hamsters in Vienna at some point. Is it Vienna? Can't remember. There are hamsters that live in a graveyard, and I just have wild hamsters. I have to go and see them. Give me all the carbs. Ah, Twitch, you have an ad break. I am sorry. If you do not have Turbo and you have not subscribed to me. Oi, das. Hi, Astrid. You missed where you were mentioned before. I don't know. Do I do any Blender? Me personally, no, as in Blender, the software for making words are failing me meshes, or do you do you mean blending food? Yes, you're from the other end of Austria. You never use Oida. Oh. Ooh. Well, now you do. It's just the way of things in this chat. It's becoming. I don't do any Blender rendering, no. I do now. Blender the software. I don't, no. I mean, I've thought about learning it for doing stuff like being able to rig characters for Machinima. Uh, but I already have enough hobbies. And I know what learning Blender is like because my partner has learned how to use Blender briefly, kind of, for a project. The linguistic revolution. Oh no, Oida will take over. You do a lot of Blender. Cool. What kind of things do you do in Blender? Here, we'll get back to building. Whoops. I'm not doing that. Alright. Back to the portal. The portal. Na Oida is Orag is Glabostionet. I've really butchered that, but cool. System, did you leave your edge of Austria and finally join the Oida crew? No! It's just saying, wrong end. And Gwen, yes, the graveyard hamsters are fun. They live in a big central graveyard in I'm pretty sure it's Vienna. Pretty sure it's. I may be wrong. And they're just wild. There's wild hamsters, and it's a bit like having squirrels in the UK. Like they're kind of everywhere. It just happens to be a central cemetery that's full of hamsters. It changes with the phase, but you've done Mario Kart, swords, gems, realism, and stylistic cozy stuff. And well, you really have to get into Valheim then, because the modders would bloomin' love you. Hell yeah! Come on in, friend. Come on in. Yeah, Twitch chat is going. Astrid knows what greeting we use where I'm from. It's not particularly compatible with the rest of German. Ah. Oidas was never a thing until my lazy assumption that all words get a plural S, which made me say it in a VC with Germans, and now it's an emote. Okay. Oidas. Cool. Hamsters are apparently built for that weather. I don't make the rules, Gwen. I literally saw it on a BBC nature documentary, and ever since then I've been like, right, when are we going to see the graveyard hamsters? Because I must see these with my own eyes. Good. You're sure Astrid says Severus? Which is just Latin for slave. As a greeting. Does Astrid just go around calling everyone slaves as a way of saying hello? Severus, right. Good. Great. Really? Oh, I am learning things tonight. We did do a few modding related panels on val-con last year. It's true. You just want to go to Canada, but Austria is starting to sound fun too. I'm gonna have to find it. I'm gonna have to find it, and I may just do it right now and play a video of the graveyard hamsters if I can find them, because yeah, everyone must see this. Okay, I found it. Yeah, it is Vienna. I was right. Um, all right. Let me pull this into OBS. Ooh, I still have the Tiltify frame on. Good, good, excellent. All right, let me go find the. There you go. You must see the hamsters. How can you not want to go?
A European hamster.
And yes, it is David Attenborough, you know, I think.
Wild hamsters are found in grasslands throughout Central Europe.
Graveyard hamsters!
Here in the city, they're doing extremely well.
I know, look at them!
This male is on a mission to find food. The coast looks...
Oida is the superior version of Welcome, good. The slow motion really sells it. I know all of them, look at them.
Take any chances.
They're so happy. They're just chilling among the gravestones. Why wouldn't you want them? After val-con, we're just gonna go to a trip to Vienna purely for the... I'd be up for that. Yeah, a trip to Vienna purely for the hamsters, 100%.
Is to get in and out before you're caught.
They're so cute. Those tiny tails! I know, I know. Good evening, immunity! You've joined us just at the time as I was explaining the graveyard hamsters of Vienna, so welcome to a documentary on the graveyard hamsters of Vienna, voiced by the real David Attenborough and not David Attenborough. There you go. Yeah, Astrid and you should be able to get out there easily. They are eating the flowers on the graves and playing in the candles.
Can hold a quarter of its body weight.
I have to see this with my own eyes. They do feast on the spirits of the dead.
Oh dear.
My submissions? Oh, the videos! Yeah. Yeah.
Big cheeks,
Got another one coming.
bottlenecks. How very embarrassing.
Going to aunt's wedding in May in Scotland, and I live on the very west coast, so you can't wait for the jet lag. Nice. Look at him go.
Mission accomplished.
There you go. That is the graveyard hamsters. You're welcome. Yeah, so that's my life's ambition, is to go and see the graveyard hamsters in Vienna. I say life's ambition. I'll just start a fund. I'll start a GoFundMe. Send coup to the graveyard hamsters in Vienna. Do it. David Attenborough's, who's also a TV host. Yeah, that David Attenborough, the Austrian cousin, a TV host. With us, indeed. It's an educational stream, exactly. You're learning how to make a mess of a cave and play stuff and about hamsters, you know. Lemmy says, when I get a view of Mount Rainier pretty much every day, it's not raining, it's very beautiful. Ooh, that is nice. Cool. Alright, back to what I was doing before I got woefully distracted by my life goals. Let's put it there and see what that does. Yeah, I like that. Looks pretty good. Now I just need to seal over the top of it. Place the bits that I just destroyed. Yes, go on. You've hiked on Mount Rainier a few times, but you don't do very well with the oxygen decrease at heights, as stunning as they are. That's fair. Not too enjoyable to walk, yeah. Gwen, you know what's a real win today, and that's not Irongate finally dropping the val-con participation announcement? I mean, I don't know, Gwen, that's a pretty big win. Unless you've made exactly the right amount of pasta using some kind of black magic. The real win is that you managed to eyeball and cook the right amount of spaghetti. I called it! You witch! You dark magician! How have you made the right amount of spaghetti just by eyeballing it? It's that shared brain cell again, to be fair. Norson says it's impossible, so I agree. I agree. What in the spaghetti sorcery? Says System. Yeah, yeah. Norson says he's never been able to do that in 37 years, so we do share a brain cell, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's just rude. I think I might hate this as a cover because it's the wrong kind of stone, because it's kind of weirdly shiny. That's not terrible though. Spagorcery. Yes, it is spagorcery. You're a spagorcerer. Trying to get all the vowels in the right place. Gwen is a spagorcerer. A wielder of pasta. You're really proud of yourself, not gonna lie. I mean, you should be. The whole of chat is cheering you on here. I mean, you know, dang. You know what? With some vines over the top of that, I think that's gonna be fine. We will cover the happy little accidents. A spagat, Coven of Witches, who knew? The Gabagool event. The Italians are singing anthems for this win currently. There you go. There you go, Gwen. I love foliage too. It covers a wild variety of sins. Mostly my sins. Well, you know. Yeah. Alright. Let me get in here and check this out. I think this is okay. There is part of me that really wants to remove this piece of rock. But I feel like if I do that, I'm gonna take out this entire piece of rock at the bottom here. In fact, let's check. Yes. Yes, I will. That is one chunk. I think that works. I could place it a little further back and then it wouldn't be quite so in the chunk. They're sending you an Italian passport as you speak. Yeah. One of the realistic things you've made in Blender was a set of cat-related temple things. I learned how to use foliage way better to cover up my mistakes, plus this fits the space so well, yeah. Tis majestic. Good. Hi, Maya! How are you doing? Cool chat. I think that looks pretty good inside its cave. What does everyone else think? Think I should move it back a bit? Can't really move it back too much more. I can move it back a bit more. I'm doing alright. I'm making things look pretty by destroying and making big holes and stuff. The committee approves. The peons have spoken. We shall move on to the next one. And I will go and get the next one since they're all slightly different sizes. Let us go to the builder's test area, also known as the build supermarket. They'll immediately take back once they see the obscene amount of grated cheddar you're putting on top of the spaghetti. Ah, so you've kind of gained citizenship and lost it all in one meal. Yeah, I see what you're doing there. You're doing so well, no! Yes, just the way. There must be cheese. Right. But yes, I'm a big fan of covering my mistakes in foliage too. I think the similar rules to creating assets in Blender and creating builds in Valheim apply. More caffeine. Excellent. Let's do iron and industry next, since it's right in front of me. Boo-boo. Do we need the sign? We've got a sign in it. Excellent. And they have provided some signs. Very cool. I'll come back for those. Oh, I love the anvils on the top of this. Hi, I'm Klaus. If you're watching, this is so cool. Have I got it all? Yes, good. Back to spawn. The French in you can't resist cheese. I mean, it's, yeah. I was born near Cheddar. So, I feel you, Gwen. I feel you. The demand for cheese is strong. There we go. Beautiful. Let us start the next atrocity. I say, missing the first swing. Beautiful. Oh, good. We've opened up a little to the other side this time. English cheese is underrated. I had a friend who had their wedding in Wookie Hole Caves, which is near Cheddar, and they cave aged their cheese by basically leaving it in big caves underground. And there's this whole myth about a witch in the cave and how she was turned to stone because there's like a stalagmite that looks a lot like a witch, kind of going like, ah. So for like, ever since I have been a child, for like years, they have had an actor that they hire like every summer to play the witch, and she does like tours for kids and stuff. So it's basically like witches and cheese. It was the perfect wedding. So this seems like the kind of stream that would enjoy it. What's the craziest place you've ever been? Oh no, don't ask me questions like that. I have to pick one. Ah, I've been to some very weird places. Um, the one that really kind of just seems to stick in my brain at the moment, off the top of my head, would be the Fries Museum in Bruges. Like, it's the only museum of its kind in the world to fries. It tracks the whole like life cycle of a potato all the way until it becomes a fry. But it's also simultaneously the strangest collection of materials because it kind of it's everything from all the pop culture about fries to like Belgian fries and where fries originally came from to like giant life-size animatronic singing puppets of a potato and a fry who are singing a terrible song about how they love being turned boiled and turned into fries. Just you say that like fries are the next natural endpoint of potato, it becomes a fry. That's why the museum was so weird, system, because that is exactly how it was framed. Like, here are potatoes. Here's where they came from. Here's how we track them across the world. They started Peru, and then they may have come from here, and there's like 15 different species, and then 30 different subspecies, and then by the time you reach the end of the tour, there are singing animatronic life-size fries and potatoes singing about how much they love being boiled alive. It was a really weirdly American thing not to be in America. You are so right. It was such a strange thing. You went to an instant ramen museum in Yokohama? Nice. Oh, hey, Bjorn, you've reached a 3-stream streak. Nice. Today is an awesome day. Good. What was the instant ramen museum in Yokohama like, Gwen? A bit like that? The life cycle of the noodle ending in really liking becoming noodles? I actually have a video of me going through that museum. It's when I was first got into making YouTube videos. It was a whole thing. That one made a much nicer cave. I don't think it's tall enough, but it did make a much nicer cave. You've not been to particularly odd museums except a class trip to Naranturum Fool Tower, I guess, which was quite macabre. What's Naranturum? Like a dungeon? Like the Tower of London type thing, but obviously not in London. Yeah, we definitely need to take more off the top. Yeah. Pathologic Anatomical Collection of the National Natural History Museum says, oh, so there were babies in jars. Yeah, it's in Vienna though. So after the hamster place, I mean, you say that the first YouTube channel that I started with my partner, we started learning video editing together over COVID because what else were we doing? And when COVID lifted, we did a couple of like a travel video series, and we basically decided because when we go on holiday, we always try and go to the weirdest thing in every place we can be. So like I went on a like work trip to Gatlinburg in America and Tennessee once, and I ended up like leaving a day later so I could spend some time in Tennessee, and I ended up going to the salt and pepper shaker museum, which was just full of salt and pepper shakers. Like, I didn't even know that many salt and pepper shakers exist, but like all the novelty ones, like everything, they were all like sectioned into like potatoes, corn, like food related salt and pepper shakers, and then there were like figurines, there was like job related ones like farmers and tractors and like, yeah, Disney and I think they have something like 50,000 different salt and pepper shakers. It was mental. I was by myself, just chilling in a museum midweek, having just been to like a work conference, questioning my life choices. It was great. And Gwen says, "And Lemmy. Been to Guyana, not nearly as crazy as that, but it's still nice. My mum was born there and they did a lot of cool stuff." Oh, nice. They take the ramen from the instant ramen tray and put it in a styrofoam cup from one styrofoam cup ore deposits. Wow, mining for styrofoam cup ore must be a hard one. It's kind of strange and very retro collection in the first part. Lots of random noodles themed assorted things, and then suddenly you entered a TARDIS-like warehouse that basically recreated a full Japanese city neighborhood as if it was the 1940s. Nice! That part was amazing. Lots of recreated vintage shops and ramen places that were actually little street restaurants. Oh, that's so cool. Adding that one to the list. The high-end diamond-covered salt shakers. You know, you say that, but you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Like, genuinely mind blown. I had such a good time wandering around looking at salt and pepper. I was there for like 2 hours. I was in my element. I got talking to the owners. Like, apparently it's been there for like years, like decades, and they have a sister museum, I think in Amsterdam or something like that. And like, so any duplicates, a lot of the salt and pepper shakers are donations from people who collect them and stuff like that. And yeah, no, so I've been to some weird places, but that's because I prefer going to weird places. Um, there's one place I've gone that really did just make me go, what the actual fuck? I've been to a lot of macabre places. I quite obviously goth, so you know, hence the cemetery hamsters being of interest to me. You know, I've been to bone crypts and things like that. I don't find those weird. They're just a facet of life that we don't have anymore, and I'm interested in the history and things like that. But Little Dean Jail in Little Dean, which is in the Forest of Dean, so kind of Wye Valley, Gloucestershire sort of area, is um, best described as an eccentric man's collection of random stuff. It kind of reminds me of the modern equivalent of like the really rich lords and ladies that used to collect like tchotchkes and art from around the world in like the 1700s, except like 2005 or whenever it opened. It has a bit of everything from, and I mean everything, including some really like randomly disturbing stuff. Like they have a full Ku Klux Klan member outfit. They have a whole bunch of Nazi memorabilia stuff. They have what they profess to be a book covered in human skin, which I won't get into, but is unlikely to actually be one. But then they also have like taxidermy and a collection of police truncheons through the ages, and the walls, like floor to ceiling walls, are covered in like celebrity headlines and pin-up models, page three girls if you're from the UK, topless models in newspapers. And it's just room after room of that, and it is stacked. You can barely move in there. It's like going to a rummage sale. Everything's kind of in some sort of order, but from start to finish, it was just mad. And it's in Little Dean Jail, which is an old Victorian jailhouse. So, like, all the old cells have been turned into, like, themed areas for different parts of the collection. But it's just, it's strange. You should definitely go and see it. Why do they have any of that? Why? I don't know. I I think maybe it's supposed to be some sort of commentary on like crime and punishment and like cancel culture and celebrity culture, like the news, and how we sort of, put these people in the spotlight and then criticize and judge their every movement. But also I don't think it's that highbrow. I do genuinely get the idea that it's just some dude bought the jail and put a load of stuff in it. It also has like a collection of vintage motorbikes at the back. Like it is what like stuff that will get you cancelled. Yeah, it's extremely controversial. Like it's been in the paper for being like really controversial. But he's not endorsing any of those views, and the exhibits are very much like very factual. Like it's a museum. This is what this would have been used for. This is where it's come from. There are like birthing tools and surgeon's tools, and like you can see, I am just having flashbacks the more that I think about it. I went there with a couple of friends, like just for a day out, because we'd heard that there's this weird like museum, and yeah, we all came out afterwards like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? Why? Why? But also, money well spent. Like, I would struggle to find anything weirder in the UK, and I've been to the Bone Crypt in Northampton, which is, I think, England's only bone crypt. And that was just a very factual and interesting like discussion on the topic of cemeteries and burial rites. That was very normal in comparison. Uh, yeah, it's all fake. We live in the Matrix. Thank you, Brie. Yeah, yeah, it was weird. Which is weird. Visigoth or Ostrogoth? Morgoth. Clearly, Norsen. Morgoth. Someone made that joke to me today. It's Morgoth. Yeah, that's going on your list of don't go there. Yeah, I don't regret going there at all. I do find it fascinating that it's allowed to exist. Um, it's also very clearly rated 18, and it's not for kids. It's not a museum of that kind. But equally, just why? Just why? Why? So yeah. If you're looking for a day out that you'll never be able to explain, that is an experience to share with people that you trust, sure, go for it. Otherwise, nah. Bone Crypt, Northampton. I can't remember what it's called. St. Jude's, possibly. Somewhere in Northampton is a bone crypt, which is like floor to ceiling skulls and human femurs and stuff. And that was just wild rather than actually insane. So not a first date location is what I'm getting, Norson. I think if you went there on a first date and your budding relationship survived, then she or he or they are a keeper. Because yeah, you'd know. That's like the true test of a relationship is to wander through there and either be able to like communicate clearly enough to go, I'm not enjoying myself and I'd like to go somewhere else, please, or to actually sit in a space that uncomfortable and, weather it together. Yeah, wild, wild. You've been to the Paris catacombs and not the touristy ones? You mean the ones that people get lost and die in, Gwen? The ones that people hold illegal raves in? Those Paris catacombs? What up? Well, I know you joined back, Bree, just at the right time for my weird stories. Granny, how did you and grandfather meet? I mean, that's a how I met your mother story, isn't it? Jeez. Yes, those. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, that looks like a real experience. All right, I do need to take the top off this. I was already lamenting it earlier. Weird. Back to the rock collection thing. Changing the subject swiftly. Hey, Libby, you started this whole thing, and I'm gonna have to cut this out of the video that I put up on the val-con channel. So thanks. Yes, I am placing your area portals, Bree. Well, not yours right now, but yes, I am. I love it. It's such an interesting space steeped in history. Yeah, I've seen documentaries on it, and I find it fascinating that there's this entire underground warren slash, in many respects, city underneath Paris that is so maze-like and deadly, like, and it just exists there, and people just go down there, like wild. Are we distracting you from building something, by the way? You should know by now from these building streams that the building is like 3 or 4 sentences after chill and chat. So I think we're covering the first half of this. Hi, Easy. How's the pirate building going? Well, you just missed an entire conversation about unspeakable things that I'm going to have to cut out of the val-con VOD, so it's going really well. We're having a great time sharing war stories. I'm told daily I'm weird, but it's with laughter, so you know it's vibing. Yeah, I am weird. I own weird stuff. I don't own as much weird stuff that goes on in Little Teen Jail though. But I think that's a good thing. Oh no, you were here. Don't worry. Excellent. Good. I'm glad you didn't miss that. Stream is 90% yapping, 5% building, and 50% trying to remember what we were doing. Yeah. Accurate. Accurate, Wilson. 100%. That's a lot of percent. Yeah. That's 100%, right? 90 plus 5 plus 15. Yeah. That's usually how things go with you, Limmy. Yeah. I haven't seen the videos under Las Vegas, unless you mean the rain tunnels, the storm drains. In which case, then I have. The Paris tunnels are basically former quarries in the most part for the stone needed to build the city. Yeah. Then the last part of it was used for ossuaries to make space in the cemeteries. Yeah. So did you see the ossuary part, or did you see the illegal rave slash explorers part, Gwen? I mean, can you even admit that on stream? I need to get you in trouble. We have an ad break on Twitch in like 40 seconds, guys. Am I making the portal placement thingy the same size? Do we need to change the portal we designed? No, I'm not. I am making the portal thingy size to your portals, so you can see I've put Hayolas down here. I may have to remove this piece of rock or push it back. It is really annoying me. So I made that one for there. And now I'm making this one for the Iron and Industry one. So I'm just going to cut out a hole about your portal sized. And then I'm going to put it in. Some parts are used as cellars under inns or properties for the wine. Yes. Then during World War II, some parts were bunkers. Cool. And Lemmy says, yes, the rain tunnels? Yes, I have heard. I have seen documentaries. I think after I watched the Paris Catacombs documentary, YouTube was just like, tunnels, and I found the tunnel algorithm. So yeah. 10 hours of crazy polluted areas, trash mountains, and mining area. Wow. Did you actually go and visit the tunnels in Las Vegas? Because, yeah, I also have watched a video, or at least one, maybe more than one now. Maybe we have watched the same video, to be fair. Oh, that's a whole piece of rock, isn't it? Fine. Yep. The rave parts were all over the place. In some of the bigger rooms, they were empty, but when I went, but plenty of art and decoration and stuff. Cool. Nice. Nice. They seem very not for me in person. Yeah. Did you watch the documentary of the guy who was living, like, it had one, it was like a general documentary, but then it had a guy who'd been, I think, living there for 20 years, and he'd found, like, an alcove, like, in the top of the tunnel. I think he had, like, a video projector up there and stuff. I've watched a couple of them now. I really can't remember. But, yeah, it's fascinating. Galaxy tunnels. Alright, I knew that was gonna happen. Fine. I resigned myself to my fate. Let's remove the drops. More mini builds! Yeah, these are portals. And some very, very nice portals, if I do say so. It looks pretty good. Yeah. Alright, is it? That one is much further back there. I feel like I feel like it should be much further back. Let's destroy some stuff. Oh, Bree asked me something about mini builds. Uh, am I wanting to share your itty bitty mini build? Now? By the way? Which one was that? Oh, the I was like, which one? The little mini troll cave I did. It's on the original val-con server. I can grab it after the stream. Um, let me make a note of that, otherwise I will forget. Grab build for Bree from the val-con 2025 server. Yeah. Yeah, it won't be immediately after the stream because I, have to go and human for an hour or so afterwards. Yes, you've been to the ossuary bits, not the pretty tourist ones where they display all the skulls and bones lined up in patterns. You even crawl on top of the piles of bones, but respectfully. You just got up to grab lunch and realized how unorganized my room is. It's just scattered with piano sheets and pages of HKK fan game related lore. Truth, truth. And Gwen says there's a bit of a rite of passage in the subculture, apparently, that your friend or guy pranked you with the bones. You're very comfortable with bones, cemeteries and stuff, so it didn't really creep you out, yeah. It's just part of life that we're not exposed to anymore. Yeah, that's why I went to the ossuary, the bone crypt, up in Northampton, because I was curious, It's not something we see anymore, and I knew that they were a place that handled it respectfully. It was underneath a church, so they didn't really have much choice, Respect is kind of inbuilt into the religion, so yeah, I went and I learned all about, why the bones were there and what it meant to the people to be placed there, how they were found, which is a bit of a kind of urban legend, but apparently there was a gravedigger working on a dark and stormy night who dug down and ended up falling through and underneath the church into the ossuary, and no one knew it was there. So he just landed in this massive pile of bones and then went mad. Mad! And that's the part of the story that I don't believe. Like, I genuinely believe that someone probably did not realize it was there, dig down, and end up falling in. I don't believe that they went mad, largely because if you were a gravedigger back in the 1500s, whenever it was rediscovered, You've kind of got the whole dead body thing down. Like, that's your job. But yeah. Long, deep videos of lore that dip into speculative theories that aren't really fully explained, like the actual story. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I am glad we're not exposed to that anymore. It is very it's nice to live in a world where it's quite sanitized, but I do think there are some downsides to that, which are largely us being disconnected from the idea of mortality and death in general. I kind of, I don't think we necessarily need to go back to where we were before, but I do think we need to be mindful that it comes to everyone and being educated and aware about it, particularly given, let's just say, corporate funeral industry is a little money hungry, and being aware of what is and isn't actually needed can go a long way to helping you handle stuff. Memento mori. That's exactly it. Yeah. Uh, Emma sent some. Emma's sent something too. Enz has sent stuff too. Cool. Plan build doesn't work on the server, so that would explain it. Same with one of Sarah's builds. We're having issues placing. You can ask Stone Prophet to put it back on, but I think we're having more problems with plan build than we're having with Infinity Hammer. So yeah. By the way, congrats on the announcements, team. Thanks, Easy. Yeah, Iron Gate being on board is so much fun. Plan build blueprints with no snap markers. With snap markers work, but terrain markers seem to be messy. Hi, Shen! Hi, Cack, it can stay off. Yeah, we don't need any more. Terrain markers in plan build are clunky as fuck. Can you place them with Infinity Hammer terrain markers? I know you can place like build markers with it, but I haven't really gone deep into terrain markers. I just kind of make a build and then I'll sort the terrain out after, you know. The only thing I can think of is having a tattoo. If you ever take the plunge, memento mori. Yeah, yeah. Remember, you will die. It's a good life philosophy. That it's like the more highbrow version of YOLO. You know. You'll watch Kurzgesagt, the Science Space Channel. Oh yes, I love that. I love that. I may have mispronounced it, but with the little talky bird, yeah. At 2 a.m. and get the glorious existential dread of being so insignificant in a world of super voids and galactic black holes. I really like a YouTuber called Exerbia. He's a philosopher, leaning towards, some people would say nihilistic, but he subscribes to kind of absurdism, which is like the nihilism of nothing is worthwhile because we're all gonna die, and then adding the caveat of, so if nothing is planned, that's amazing because you can do your thing, be absurd, dance in the rain, it's fine. So Serbia, if you want to have a really good existential crisis and come out the other side kind of feeling hopeful about life, despite it being quite brutally realistic, yeah, recommend. We are not using plan build, Gwen. Unless plan build is completely borked now, we've been having some issues with it. Um, plan build is not client side. I don't think, because we've not been able to have it installed. We do have Jotun installed, but no, it requires a framework, I think. I've forgotten which one. Oh, that's kind of your philosophy? No god or universe gave you life or purpose, so you can choose your own? Yeah, that's exactly it. It's called absurdism, and it's essentially that, like, I don't know, it appeals to me as kind of, you know, life sucks, we get it, but carry on, because there's also clowns and weird museums full of stuff that you probably shouldn't see and then talk about on a stream. Like, you know, that kind of thing. Gwen says I'm a secret goth at heart. I'm not a secret goth, I'm just a goth. Just, yeah, full out. We're referring to plan builds. Yeah, they're talking about plan builds being a bit funky with copying blueprints over onto the server, because some people are making their blueprints with plan build, which means they've got terrain markers and stuff in them. But you can place blueprints with Infinity Hammer. They're kind of cross compatible, so you can make your blueprint in plan build and then we can place it with Infinity Hammer. It's not client. Yeah, I didn't think it was. There is a framework I know that is needed for plan build. I've forgotten which one it is. Jotun is needed, but there's also another framework. But yeah, you can't log into the server with plan build on if it's not on the server. Oh, plan build is actually Jules's mod, despite the mod being by Matthias. Yes. If we have issues with it, just ping him. We're using Infinity Hammer because it means we don't have to have it installed on the server. You're not a secret goth either, you're just gay. I'm both. Does that count? I mean, yeah, sure. You know, maybe I'll just figure out how to blueprint in Infinity Hammer. It's really easy. You just use the select. I'll show you this again. You you use the selection tool. I say pick hammering because I was on the wrong screen. So say I wanted to do this, like grab it as I would with the area select tool in Infinity Hammer. So I'll do that again because that was a bit fast. I go to area puppet and I go whoop. I go click, so it's now on my hammer. And then I go to dev commands and I go hammer. Maybe not in all caps. It's not add, it's save. Then I type a name, like test save 1, and it's saved. Yes, that's how you copy a build. It's not fancy with all the snap points, etc. You can add snap points. You can add the centerpiece, snap piece, true false profiles along the bottom there. But it is more of a manual situation than plan builders. I like plan build because it's visual. But currently it's easier to not have to have everyone who comes onto the server have to install plan build in order to put blueprints down. Despite the name. Yeah, I figured as much. Infinity Hammer already covers all bases, pretty much that, yeah. Spaghetti gave me life, garlic bread will end it. Nothing else. That was in reply to the philosophy above, and my brain just went, yes. The garlic giveth, the garlic taketh. Exactly that. Yes, you can add all the rotations in Infinity Hammer and be fine. Indeed. You've used plan build client side before on one of these servers. He already had Jotun installed on the server, but not plan build. Oh. He must have had it installed. Or he must have had the secondary framework installed. Let me check what it is. I think it's saved in my current thing. JSON.NET needs to be installed. No, wait, it's HookGen Patcher. It requires HookGen Patcher. So maybe the mod is? Does it actually say on Thunderstore whether or not it is? Yeah, it does say it's client side, but we would need to have HookGen Patcher installed. Which is fine. Yeah, that might be okay. We might be able to talk to Stone Prophet about that. Alright. What was I doing? Oh yeah, saving random blueprints and then making a mess. Good. Good. Excellent. Do we want to go back here? I think we do. That's kind of a bit flatter. Yeah. It's kind of in the rock a little bit though. So like there, but also like not quite there. Where is the end of this? Like there. I need to flatten the floor. It's how you got your Black Forest Mansion blueprint? Yeah. Okay. I can't see what I'm doing. Like that, maybe? That looks pretty good. I know what I can submit for val-con now. It's one of the few builds I have that's less than 12k. Nice! Do it. Do it. Love to see it. Gwen, need to go and do some commission work. Hope you have a good rest of stream. Thank you much. Thank you. Oh, you forgot to get lunch. Whoops. Yeah, food's a thing. Food's a thing. I read that as less than 12. I shouldn't have done because yeah, it's the wrong arrow. But yeah, less than 12 would be better than more than 12. That's for sure. All right. I wonder if I could just like fill the gap with. It's gonna be way too big. One of you. No. You are too big. You're fun, but I think also too big. Yeah. You didn't submit it last year, so it won't be a repeat. Nice. Yeah, that's good. Before you go, Blueberry is needing some more builds. Is Blueberry needing some more builds for the village area? I can probably recover my witch hut from Xerox servers if needed. So Svenford Town is doing pretty okay for builds. If you're meaning for first home, possibly. But I know Sarah's definitely looking for spooky builds. So if it's like a witch hut spooky vibe, I think she'd love to have it if you can go recover it. Just poke her and upload the blueprint to the spreadsheet. I can give you the spreadsheet. Worst case, we can reuse the Halloween maze and make more people angry with all the cringe dad jokes. We can't, Lawson. We can't do that to people. Can you imagine the amount of moderation calls we're gonna get? Like, forget people being lost in it for like 40 minutes, because that's how long it takes to get through the bloody thing. Can you imagine how many people would just be like, I can't continue with the maze. The jokes are too bad. I have to leave. Someone come and rescue me. I'm stuck in the maze with the dad jokes and it hurts. It's more cute than spooky, but it might work. Yeah. Oh, Sarah's in chat. I forgot you were here. Hi, Sarah. The maze would, would be a perfect jail for people with timeouts. It would. It would be. You find it cute, but you guess it's a witch hut. Was it built in the swamp? Yeah, Lemmy, I ran a Halloween event and Norson built an amazing maze for the start of the event on the map. But the problem was it was Halloween and I encouraged people to be, like proper horror themed, very kind of spooky, scary. And the scariest thing was the amount of dad jokes in that maze. I don't think anyone ever recovered from it. No worries, you are pretty quiet. That's fine. You're here. We love our lurkers. Our lurkers make the world go round. If you are lurking in chat, we love you. You don't feel you have to chat. Please enjoy. However that means to you. I lurk in a lot of chats. No worries, I'm pretty quiet. Built in the Black Forest by a pond. Oh. You basically did a bog witch hut before it was cool. Oh, you've just reminded me. I have a fortune teller's hut. Yeah, if it's Black Forest, it sounds more like either Iron and Industry, which it doesn't really fit, or Swinford Town. You even had tamed necks. Aw. Aw. Yeah, see if Blueberry wants it in that case, because it does sound like a Swinford Town build. You heard a new dad joke today. Shh, everyone. Yeah. No one recovered. Like, the field of abominations after those dad jokes was nothing. They welcomed the destruction from 50 abominations spawning all at once. That was it. She just killed their morale. That's what happened. It was cute and cozy, your favorite tiny home. Oh, cool. Yeah, that sounds perfect for Blueberry's area. Give her a poke about it. Give her a poke about it. Today you saw a dwarf climbing down a prison wall. I thought to myself, that's a little condescending. See? It was this kind of psychic damage that just wiped everyone out on the last stream. We should have called the Field of Abominations the Field of Liberation. Oh my god. Yeah. Speaking of Halloween, world, could I get the spooky tower? You did. Yes. Did you want to go and grab it yourself? I can give you a copy of the map. Or I could go grab it, possibly. See if the time this weekend to retrieve and submit. Cool, Gwen. Alright, bye, Gwen. Bye. Speaking. Yes. Yeah, if you. There is a copy of the map that I shared in my Discord somewhere. So you could go and grab it yourself. If you're comfortable doing that. If not. I wanted to go and grab my Draugr motel for you, so I could probably just blueprint your tower at the same time. Do you mean your tower, like not your treasure hunt, your like spooky, dilapidated tower that had the witch at the top of it? You've got to make your chapel spooky and give it to Sarah. You must make it spooky. Make it so. You got your spooky edit from the server. It's what you submit to Sarah. I saw. I saw. That is good. I really feel like this would be better if I just clipped a whole big bit of rock in there, to be honest. Oh, I had indestructible on while I was building everything, which is probably a good thing, to be fair, but... Off. Make it easier for myself. Now you're thinking about it, you hope this the fader sound effect isn't attached, lol. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Probably not. I don't think I necessarily placed them next to the builds because you guys were building on them and it was really easy to remove them accidentally when you were doing stuff. It would be amazing if you have time, but if you can, I can. And yes, not the witch hunt house. Okay, let me add that to my list of things from the stream. Grab Sarah's spooky tower along with Dragon Motel. Yeah, I wanted to see if I could grab my motel for you, so I will see what I can do. Yeah. Just slowly making this rock become one. Become one. Alright, well, let's go that way. Maybe a little bit of a tilt. Yeah. That's better. Kinda need to come around here and see. Make sure I'm covering things. Good. That's too far over. I need you to come this way. Maybe... Can't see with the streaming lights in my face. Like that. Yeah, that's better. Alright. You're off, system. Bye! You just want the maze so you can make it even bigger and deadlier and have speed running competitions. You can have it. I can attempt to grab the blueprint. I mean, the map is right there. You'd probably be better off blueprinting it in sections. Norson. I will send you a copy of the map. I'll add this to my list. Send Norson spooky map. I'm gonna grab that. Bye, Shen! Thanks for coming. Oh no, you're not going. You're saying goodbye to system. Look at me reading chat real good. Real good. Yeah. Alright, we need to close the wall in on this. I wonder if I turn this upside down again. And then... do this. A pro streamer. So pro. 100% pro. Not losing my eyesight at all. Probably should be wearing my glasses. But no one needs to see that. No one needs to see me wearing glasses. It's fine. It's fine. I got my glasses recently. I had some problems with anemia, like B vitamin stuff. And in the time it took them to diagnose what was going on and why, I basically went from like perfect 20/20 vision to needing glasses in like a couple of months. It's fun. But I only need them for stuff that's far away, and like That screen is just about close enough that I don't really need it. It's fine. I'm just in pure denial. It's all good. I don't even know if it's gonna work. This is a bit too big, I feel. Yeah, I wonder if actually I select something else quickly. Wonder if we did like that on either side. That actually might cover some of this too. Hmm. Interesting. Still can't see, it's too far away. Ooh, that's quite nice. I like that. That is covering some of this there. Might have to do that. Like that. How are we over here? Yeah. 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 I'm gonna have to do it. It's annoying me too much. It's so in the way. That's way better. Should have done that ages ago. Bothering me. Now it is not bothering me. I don't think I can remove this one. Yeah. Might be able to grab that one. What do I grab? Nothing. That's a pole. Hmm. Nothing is nearby. Well, it can stay there then. We will do something else. Probably not that. Where's the little one? There it is. Maybe turn it up the other way this time. Like that. Maybe if I just cover it with ivy, it'd be fine. You're having an egg and bacon toasty, a beef sandwich, or a Caesar wrap? Is that a lunch order? Because, I mean, it sounds like a wicked lunch order. Oh, stop! Now my hunger's right? Looking at the clock like, it's not quite the end of stream yet. My webcam is not wireless. I cannot take you to the kitchen and make a sandwich with me. But now I wish I could. Yeah, I think this is coming along nicely. Yeah, the vision. The vision is there. I can't decide. That's too much. Breakfast with a quiche. There's a quiche as well. An egg and bacon toasty, a beef sandwich, or a Caesar wrap. Ooh. With a quiche? What kind of quiche is it? That might decide what kind of thing you should get with it. That made you hungry and you just had lunch a couple hours ago? It made me hungry and I had dinner just before stream. Just egg. There's nothing else in it. No cheese, no meats, no vegetables. Just an egg quiche. Bacon. So you shouldn't have an egg and bacon sandwich because like you've already got egg and bacon, and I mean you could have more egg and bacon, but have something other than the egg and bacon sandwich then. Unless you're making it, in which case, yeah, that would be easier because then you could have both and not have to cook two different things. I'm kind of here for the beef sandwich, to be honest. That does sound pretty good. Pretty good. And now I wish I had a sandwich. So hungry. All right, let's start making this one. You have 38 minutes and 50 seconds until breakfast. I feel that. Egg and bacon go together like pizza and beer or coffee and cigarettes. Oh yeah, coffee and cigarettes. I mean, I don't like coffee, but caffeine and cigarettes are a terrible way to start your day. Be healthy, kids. But damn. Yeah. That was not how I was expecting that to break. You've got coffee. It's almost 2 hours hot. Does that mean you have a pot of coffee and it's been on for like 2 hours? What can I say? I'm not here. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Amen. I feel that in my bones, Shen. Yeah. Maybe before removing that tiny bit, I should go and get the other pool and check it fits. I've forgotten where my area is. There we go. Oh, and a big ass thermos. Nice. I'm gonna snooze that ad for you guys because we've only got 5 minutes left of the stream. Yeah, big ass thermos sounds amazing. I own one. I don't like coffee, but if it was full of tea, I would be there. 100%. Alright, let's grab this one. Do you have snowdrifts and frost in there? Yes, okay, I can see the signs. Great. Did I grab it all? No. This is so pretty. It is exactly like Frozen, you know, the musical of our generation. The Disney movie. It's yeah. It's very Disney princess. I love it. It glows. Oh, you haven't seen it? Yeah, it glows. It glows. Just a wee bit, just a little, just a small amount. I mean the bubble that you can see is just whatever is inside it. When I put it down, it won't. Oh, it will have that because it has a little snow globe. I must find how Helka made the little snow globe. It's so cute. Oh, you saw it when you changed it last night? Nice. 6 a.m. coffee, almost 8 a.m. Stays hot for almost half your work. Nice. Or cigarettes and more cigarettes. I never liked coffee, so I just rage walked every night and morning. Back when I was smoking, yeah. Yeah. Getting away from everything, going and grabbing that, that is nice. Oh, I just accidentally did that. After grabbing it. Doof. Grabbed it. Yep, okay. Let's go back to spawn. Do-do-do. Which side of spawn am I on? The wrong side of spawn. Good. This is the wrong towering black walls. Right, so we need it to be a wee bit wider. And a wee bit taller. Nice. Let's put you down there. And delete you. Nice. Little did you know you were self-medicating so you could mash the rest of the day. Yeah, it's highly relatable. Ah. Well, that was a bit bigger than I was intending. That's fine. Another incoming ad break. Happy you don't smoke cigs anymore, but old habits die hard. If I smell them or see a bear, I instinctively reach for my pocket where my cigs used to be. Yeah, I'm the same. Much the same. Gave up a while ago. Still have the nicotine, which is what the mints are for, but otherwise, yes. Alright, it's a bit sticky outy at the back. There is a ad break coming. I will let that play in 20 seconds, and then I will sign off when that is done. Let me see if we can get this in here, and then I will have at least done some of the portals. Okay, that tool bit at the back I think needs to go, because it's covering everything. Yeah. Still not close enough. Awesome sauce. Let's see now. How far back did I place the others? Varying degrees. Good, good. I'd like to get this one a little far back and then maybe put some more kind of stalactites and stalagmites down. We have an ad break for 2 minutes on the Twitch. Okay, good. Okay. Let's see. That's better. Yeah. Yeah. Although I have accidentally placed the Snow of some Frost thing in front from there. That's very cool. I like that a lot. Hey, Crumbs! You've arrived just at the end once more. Once more at the end of stream. Welcome. Welcome to the end of the stream. How are you doing, Crumbs? Ah, dang. Yeah. Cool. Nice seeing you, Immunity. Have a good chill on yourself. I just realized as well, I'd promised lo-fi beats. I even had a whole playlist made, and I've just sat and chatted this entire time. Yeah, doing pretty well, doing pretty well. Just getting stuff ready for the val-cons. Placing the portals today, which is very nice. Getting them all prettified. And, covering my mistakes. Like the Bob Ross that I am. Have you had a good day, Crumbs? Yeah, I kind of like where that is going. Wonder if I can. Yeah. Do something like that. Nope, that's covered the top. Not do something like that. Something like that. Alright. Yeah, I like that. That's looking good. Add some more frosty bits to it. Carry the theme on. Let's see what it's looking like in the back. Yeah. Cool. Alright. Well, we've placed 3 whole portals in 2 hours. We've talked about graveyard hamsters. We've talked about unspeakable museums that I am going to have to cut from the stream in order to put the VOD onto the family-friendly val-con channel. You're welcome. What else have we spoken about? Blender. There was a small chat about Blender. Spaghetti. We celebrated. I know. See what you've missed, Quams. See, it's 8 o'clock is where it all happens. You know, it's now 10. Yeah. Unspeakable things. Someone made the mistake of asking me what the weirdest place I'd ever visited was, and well, I'm not going to say it now because I don't want to have to edit the end of the stream. But suffice it to say, it was a little not politically correct, and I'm not sure I can recommend people go there. Awesome. I'm going to find someone to raid out to. So, oh, and I also forgot. Yeah, I know. We're going to have to talk about the unspeakable things another time. We can re-speak them. We can re-speak them. That's fine. That's fine. We should also celebrate that Gwen managed to make the exact right amount of spaghetti first time just by eyeballing it tonight. Like that's just an achievement for the ages, you know. So good. I'm glad you feel better now. Well, let's go somewhere fun so you can not feel too bad about being the last one to the party, which is quite sad. I mean, I would do if my Twitch was, giving me the dashboard properly. Hello? Oh, hello. There we go. As long as it's not a certain island in the Caribbean, no judgments. Yeah, fair. Not that. It was a museum. Yeah, I paid entry. It was a place of learning. Yeah, I see people running around my build. Wow. Alright, let me raid. Let's see who is on. Mad Dissonance is doing a speed run. Gooflump is doing Chaos Tricks and Fire Hazard. Oh, that looks terrible. That looks terrible. Trust Anyone is Vikinging. JP Valheim is sailing for chitin at the edge of the world. Grim Antics is zooheiming. And Fate Binner is clearing his meme points. Ah, that's June. That's not Valheim. Let's see. I think Chaos Tricks plus Fire Hazard just sounds too ridiculous not to say yes to. Would help if I didn't close the Twitch. Alright. Let's go do that. I can't hear him. There we go. Oh, he's singing and everything. Beautiful. Let's go get some Chaos Twix. Sweet. Alright, well that's the lovely Twitch assigned over to Gooflamp. I will pop a little linky-loo if you want to go over there. YouTubers. I say, actually not being able to even get to my thing. There we go. Alright, thank you very much for joining me. And I will catch you later. Bye-bye for now.